Hi, I'm Lynn from Camp Mac again. We're out here at Camp Mac. We're going to talk to you about little stuff they have out here. For you guys that's not familiar with Camp Mac, they have a little restaurant out here called Rosie's. She has when they have big tournaments out here, you can get your breakfast at 5 o'clock in the morning. They serve pancakes, bacon and eggs. She just informed me that if it's not on the menu, just ask and she will fix it for you. They have little tables here that you can sit down and have your breakfast before you take off on your tournament. I understand the cooking is great out here. You guys need to come out here and check it out and try it. Okay, we're back out here at Camp Mac at the 150 weigh-in. These guys are slowly coming in. Like I said, we had 11 boats, so far for what I've seen, we got a couple good bags here. A couple of the guys that fished yesterday in a tournament are back out here today.
So, inaugural event of the 150 series by American Bass Anglers.
We're back out here at Camp Mac on Lake Kissimmee. We're going to talk to the director for this 150 tournament they got going on today. They just started out here this morning. I believe this is their first one that they've had this year, and it's a new trail that they're starting up. What is your name?
My name is Billy Benedetti. I'm the tournament manager for the southeast region of the American Bass Anglers, and this is our inaugural event of the American 150 series, which is a team event for people who have boats that are 150 horsepower or less. But of course, it has to comply with other tournament rules, which would be no stick steering. So basically, people who have maybe underpowered bass boats or whatever, due to the economy, a lot of people can't afford to buy a high dollar bass boat. So they just have it's just really for you. It's just for your weekend. It's like a buddy tournament, but we do it as a team event, and we are guaranteeing $1,000 first place payback. It doesn't matter whether we have one boat or if we have 200 boats. It's going to be a guaranteed at least a minimum of $1,000 payback.
So how many boats did you have turn out today for
We
this?
had 11 boats for this event. It was actually better than we had expected because in this area we have a lot of people that fish our Bassmaster Weekend Series, which is sponsored by Toyota Tundra, and some of the anglers that are fishing today had friends or they live locally in the area that have a boat that has 150 horse motor or less.
Well, it sounds like a good trial. Now this is the first one of its kind right now. It's just started, right?
Yes, this tournament trail just started. Probably, I believe. Well, this is the first event, but I think it was talked about last year, and we just finally got everything finalized. And these events will be at the first 4 tournaments of 5 divisions that we have throughout the United States. I'm actually in charge of 4 of the divisions, so I have 3 events at. I have 3 divisions that will have 4 events of the 150 series. That's held on Sunday, immediately following after the weekend series tournament.
Okay. Now, where is your next event after this?
Our next event for Florida will be at the Harris Chain. The Bassmaster Weekend Series will be held on March the 6th, and the 150 series event will be held on March the 7th. And that, of course, will be at the Harris Chain, the Venetian Gardens.
Okay, you're coming out of the Venetian Gardens here. Okay, now you just had the tournament here yesterday.
Right.
So how many boats did you have show up for that one?
We had 67 boats. It was actually 67 boaters and 65 co-anglers. We had 2 observers that we were able to fill, so we didn't have any boat-on-boat draws. That was actually better than we had expected as well, keeping consideration the economy. There's a lot of people that are out of work right now, but 67 boats for for a tournament, especially in January. I mean that's a good event. We paid back over a little over $2,800 for the winning boater and a little over $1,300 for the winning co-angler, and we paid back 13 places on both the boater and co-angler side.
At 65 boats.
At 65 boats.
Yeah. Now, if you had 200 boats, you would pay a lot more.
Oh, certainly. Yeah. I mean, and with contingency money, there's so much. If somebody was to have a Triton boat, to give you an example, the gentleman who won the event yesterday, he owned a Triton boat. If he'd have registered with Triton Gold, he couldn't have won an additional $5,000.
That's what we have our Bass Club News has a Bass Club side pot that is paid by our sponsors, and we try to tell people that to get involved with that. Now we had a guy out of the seniors tournament had a 9.5 pounder, and he didn't register. The next day had another tournament, and the guy did register, only had a 5.95. So our pot goes from $100 to $1,000. So he missed out on that big fish, and it's coming up on the end of the month. And we had another guy yesterday did the same thing. So, we're aware of what, that extra money, and we're trying to educate people of this. Now, if somebody wanted to get into the Tundra Bassmaster Series or the 150, how would they contact you?
Well, what they could do is they could go on the website, which is www.americanbassanglers.com, and then from there you can just follow the links. Or for the weekend series, you can actually just type in bassmasterweekendseries.com. It'll bring you to the Bassmaster homepage, and then there's a link on there. As far as the 150 series, you can go, like I said, to the AmericanBassAnglers.com website and follow the links from there.
All right, thank you very much. And
all right, thank you.
We'll be sticking around for the weigh-in.
All right, thank you.
I'm standing here with Hoja. He just got back from fishing a couple big tournaments up the north here. You want to tell us a little bit about the tournaments you fished?
It was a Bassmaster Weekend Series, and it was for a chance to fish in the Bassmaster Classic, and I came really close, but just missed it by 0.2 of a pound. So.
Okay, you took second place, did? Right?
I did.
So how long did it take you to find them fish up there when you went up there?
I didn't find those fish until the first day of the tournament. I had only caught 2 fish in practice, and I just happened to stumble across it the first day of the tournament. I was scrambling around and just came across them.
I heard some rumors that you were on your computer really knocking that thing down and trying to learn the lake.
Oh yeah, I went around on Google Earth at least 100 times and watched the Elite Series on my TiVo, and I think there was an FLW tournament there as well as Ultimate Match Fishing. So I've watched them all like hundreds of times before I went over there.
So you learned a little bit by watching these guys to go out there on that day of the tournament, or you just said, okay, I'm going fishing?
I learned a lot, but I just went fishing. But I knew what a lot of the areas looked like, so I knew what to expect once I got out there. But I mean, it had rained for a week straight, so it was so muddy that it's totally different than any other tournament.
Okay. Now, you fished the 150 today. Now, you and your partner, Walt Swalford, here, come around here, Walt. And y'all got a pretty good sized fish today on it.
Yes, sir, we did. We got one nice fish.
You caught that fish, huh?
Yeah, he seen it earlier, and we were fishing for this area, and I caught one fish, probably about 4, and I says, "Is that it?" He said, "No, there's a bigger fish in here," and so he had to retie, and I nailed it.
So
them getting baits work good.
Now, when he said that bigger fish there, he said earlier that when I talked to him off camera that you were in the back of the boat fishing off the back of the boat.
Right.
Now, when you seen that big fish, you rear-ended him, didn't you? You're hoping that he wouldn't catch that, or?
No. The way the wind was, you couldn't rear end anybody. I mean, it was a major problem.
You could barely see the bed.
Really?
But
there for a while, he was
there.
holding the boat and letting me fish, and then he started fishing for it, and then he had to retie, and that's when I caught it.
Now,
he couldn't tell there was a fish there, but I told him I saw one way bigger than the one he caught.
Well, we know Walt. When he gets some sunglasses on, he can't see nothing anyway.
Half blind anyway.
All right. Thanks, guys.